Okay, I've decided to make a video on how to upgrade, repair an Avanti 2 power window mechanism. This applies most directly to the, I think started about 1980 or later, where they went to a two-wire system for the power windows. Uses less amps and it's a more efficient system. But still the motors for those are very hard to find and very expensive. So I ran across this substitute that with just a little bit of adaptation works just fine. It's a Dorman product, 742-251 for the driver's side and 742-250 for the passenger side. And I believe it's a direct descendant of these motors. These are, of course, a Ford product. And because there's a lot of similarities. The gear's the same. The spacing on these two bolts is the same. This one is a little bit different, but they actually provide a boss that you can change the position of this third one. And these do have to be drilled out to a 1/4 inch in order to use the same bolts that the original had. And you also need to take this boss right here and shave it off flush. And then you'll need a spacer on this one. And the only other thing is this little lip here. You need to trim that off in order for it to lay properly. But basically that's it. You do that, and this is a direct replacement. Works really slick. I've already done it on the passenger side window, and it worked very well. So this is certainly an option for somebody who is trying to repair their Avanti 2 power windows. Now I think it could also be used on the earlier ones, the early Avanti 2s and the Studebakers, but you'll have to figure out how to adapt the 2-wire system to in place of the 4-wire of the early ones. I think it can be done. I think it might require a relay, and but again, I'm not expert on that sort of thing, so I'll leave that to the watcher to figure that out. Maybe somebody could put something below if they have a good idea on how to do that. But it's definitely a quick and easy and cheap fix for the Avanti 2s, the 80 and up. Might have started in 79, I'm not sure. And they're cheap. I bought these pair for 65 bucks on eBay, and I've seen them advertised since then for less than 30 bucks each. So you can't beat the price, that's for sure. And it's really the easiest part of the project is adapting the motor. The real challenging parts, of course, is getting the windows, the door panels off, the window mechanism out and all that, but I'm not going to try to address that on this one. And just as a tip, this one of these little micro start things is great to have on hand when you need to run the window up or down without having power hooked up to it. But yeah, that's because you do need to be able to do that to put this all back together, and that's a really handy little thing. I know you could hook it up to a battery charger or something else, but one of these little jump starter things work real well for that. But anyway, I'm taking this off of my cell phone, so I'm going to stop videoing and go ahead and do some of the adaptation, and then I'll get back to you with the results of that. Okay, I finished the modifications needed to get the replacement motor in. Basically, it's just cutting a notch out of your mounting bracket there in order to clear this part of the new motor. Also have to shave the boss off of the upper end, and then add some spacers at this point to even everything out. But pretty much that's it for the whole thing. I think when I get into putting things back together, I'll do one more short episode just to show how it goes together. There are some tricks involved. I'm not sure if I mentioned, I think I did mention the little battery pack, how useful those are in this process. Anyway, I'll get back when I got more to report. Okay, here's the new power motor installed. Really not too much more difficult than putting a stock one in. Had to put a couple of spacers, drill out the holes a little bit, and make this little notch here. And it works just fine. I've already tested it on the bench anyway. So next step is putting it back in the car.